Witsherface. You laugh at all our jokes. Your drinks have been laced, and you tell all your friends about Witsherface.
Good evening and welcome to Witsherface Zoom TV. I'm Carol Smirkwood. I'll be your host for this evening, and I've got so many wonderful guests to introduce to you this evening, and I just can't wait. However, first of all, I'll need to introduce my co-host, not that I need one, Kelly Woody Booby. Are you there, Kelly?
Good evening, Carol! It's so wonderful to be with you this evening. I love your readings, Carol. Dangle, dangle, dangle.
Kelly. By nature.
Oh, Carol Smirkwood by name and Smirky by nature. Carol, what a show we've got in store this evening. I can't wait for the return of our first guest. We have the very special Sadie Coates, our creative consultant here at Witsherface Zoom TV. Are you there, Sadie?
Hello!
Oh, hello, Sadie. You're looking very well indeed this evening.
Thank you so much. You're probably both wondering why I'm in my bra. Well, you know, I just thought with the easing of lockdown, it would be lovely if we all got into our inner diva, if you know what I mean. And, well, as I'm a creative consultant, I thought, let's write poems, let's make songs, let's make posters. So I'll tell you something. I don't know if you and Kelly and Carol, I don't know if you've heard this today, but apparently the new law is you can't have sex in your own house with somebody from another house, but you can have it outside. So that got my juices going, and I thought, why not make a little song up? So that's what I've done. Okay, here goes. Should I stay or should I go to my neighbor's house? Who knows? When my husband's up the stairs, I wonder if he really cares. So I really need a shag, and the lockdown's been a drag. We could sneak a bookie in behind the shed between the bins. I've had enough of virtual wanks. He needs to see me in my pants. Should I stay or should I go? I just don't know, I don't know. Has he done?
That was absolutely extraordinary, Sadie. I have to say, I have a little bit of competition, I see, Sadie. Sadie, indeed, how wonderful. We've never quite seen so much of you. What a wonderful guest. We hope you join us again, Sadie, on Witsherface Zoom TV.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Well,
That was more than I was expecting.
I got more than an eyeful there.
I know. She'll be wanting to bump me off shortly and take up the crown jewels herself. What a wonderful sight that was, Carol.
An amazing, empowered woman. But anyway, I'm afraid we must move on to our next guest. And we're moving on to our relationship counsellor. And it's the very wonderful Carmel McCrackety. Are you there, Carmel?
Yes, hello girls, hello. Well, today I am tackling a common but seldomly mentioned relationship problem because I am not one to shy away from shite. Can I say shite?
You just did, Carmel, that's fine. Just carry on and we'll just go beep.
Okay, great. So I had an email from Margot, who had been single for many years, when suddenly she was caught up in a whirlwind romance with a very important man, which resulted in the crazy step of actually getting married. Can you guess who he was? No, never mind, you don't have to guess. And wasn't everything wonderful until one day when she was hanging out the washing, she noticed that the lovely white boxers she'd bought him had a number of skid marks on them. And much as she tried, she couldn't unsee it. She couldn't unsee it, especially when he was talking politics, or worse, when he was in bed, you know, wearing the self-same boxes she had bought him, trying to entice her into a little bit of you-know-what. Suffice to say, she could not for the life of her forget what might be lurking in the pants department. Now, I know myself as a child, it was hilarious to see my dad's giant Airtex underpants blowing in the wind with a little jobby stain on them. In fact, I would get all the kids in the street to come in and laugh hysterically with me, which they were delighted to do. But we are grown-ups now, and we all do jobbies, don't we, Kelly?
We do indeed, Carmel, all
Exactly.
quite right,
So
yes.
we're all adults. So my advice to Margot is to say to him one day when he says again, "What's wrong, love?" Say, "Good God, man, you're 61. Would you ever clean your bum properly and stop being a monkey gobshite? People have been wiping their asses for millions of years. It's not like you have to use leaves or snow or corn on the cob. That's why Joseph Deity invented bog roll, and I buy the expensive kind." And then just run away. So that's all for this week. Bye-bye now.
Bye, Carmel. Thanks for joining us. See you again.
Bye.
Bye now. Carol, here's a question for you, Carol. Have you ever wiped your backside with a leaf?
Recently, no. I'd prefer the wet wipe.
I am relieved to hear that.
Oh! Kelly.
Oh, Carol.
Oh, with the personal remarks, isn't it?
On to our next guest, Carol. I'm very excited. She's new to us here at Zoom TV, and I simply can't wait to see what she's going to do. It's our resident fitness guru. Please welcome Mina Machina. Are you there, Mina?
Oh, hi guys! Thanks for tuning in, and welcome to A Wholly Healthy You with me, Mina Mars, otherwise known as Mina Machina. Woo! Yes, that's right, it's me from the telly. ITV's Wake Up with Mike and Mina, but I'm pleased to say I've now moved over to Witsherface TV now. I'm not with Mike anymore. We split up before lockdown, but that's okay. I feel good. Okay, let's just get some marching on the spot to get your heart rate up. Sometimes a change is exactly what you need to get you back on track. I feel amazing. And stretch. I mean, despite what the press are saying, we weren't really that compatible. I mean, he'd say tomato, I'd say tomato, I'd say potato. He says, I don't know where those condoms came from, they're not mine. And stretch, that's right. And stretch, and let's just shake it out. Let's get nice and loose like a weather girl, yeah. Weather girls are nice and loose, aren't they? Okay, let's just punch the air. Yes, I think of someone you don't really like a neighbor or a boss or someone who leaves their girlfriend's pants in your car. Just really go for it. Really just go for it. Okay, that will burn the calories off. And now, let's just take a big swig of water. And despite what Mike is telling the press, this is pure water. I feel great. I feel okay. All right. Let's just finish with some squats. Okay. Let's grab an old stick. I'm going to grab a golf club because I'm going to throw it away because it's not mine anyway. And I'm going to go back and I'm going to bend it and we're going to squat for 5, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's amazing. heavier. And let's do one last stretch. And bam! And that's it. That is your 2-minute workout. Yeah, for a wholly healthy new you. And you know what, Mike? I am keeping the catchphrase. Yes. Back to you in the studio.
Thanks, Mina. My, she likes a bit of more natural.
This doesn't happen very often, Carol, but I'm frankly speechless.
Well, I suppose let's just move on, shall
Have you ever seen a lady garden like it, Carol? Have you ever seen a lady garden like that?
I can't say that word.
Or the abs and the lady garden and the punching, Carol? Who were you thinking about, Carol?
I enjoyed the punching, Kelly.
Yes, thinking about you, Carol.
And you, Kelly. Anyway, moving on to our last guest. I do very much enjoy this. We're moving over now to Kids Corner with our very own Amy McMenamin. Amy, there you are. How lovely to see you.
Hi Carol, hi Kelly. It's brilliant to see you both. Really great to be here again. And hello to all the wee lockdown lambs out there. And today's story is a bit about coming out of lockdown and a boy who has a brilliant idea. And it's called Bobby's Bright Idea. It was a wonderful day. After 3 long months of lockdown, Bobby was finally allowed to meet his pals in the park. But as he went to dash out the front door, Mum stopped him. Now remember, make sure you keep 2 meters away from anyone you meet, she warned. You don't want Mum to die of the coronavirus, do you? Bobby thought about it. He probably didn't want Mum to die. So he agreed to take good care to stay 2 meters away from anyone he met. 2 meters is just a little bit bigger than Dad, said Mum. Bobby couldn't really remember what height Dad was, as Dad had used lockdown as an excuse not to take Bobby at the weekends. Bobby thought back a bit and cast his mind to an amazing trip to the safari park when he saw a giraffe doing a gigantic shite. The keeper told them all that it fell a distance of 2 meters from the giraffe's arse. Bobby bolted outside into the glorious sunshine. He was barely past his front gate when wee Susie, the toddler from next door, came bounding up to him, her arms outstretched. Get your snotty rat paws away from me, yelled Bobby, and he ran into the park. No sooner was he in the park than Mr. McGee, who Mum always says has a bit of the Ian Watkins about him, approached. Hello, son, he called, edging closer to Bobby. Do you want to give Scamp a wee clap? Fuck off, you germ-ridden beast, screamed Bobby. Then Bobby's pal Caden appeared, grabbing Bobby's arm. Here, check what I got on my phone, he said. Bobby would have dearly loved to have seen pictures of naked ladies or videos of stuntmen getting their arms blown off, but he bravely declined Caden's kind offer. What am I going to do, he thought. He could stick to going out late at night, but Mum wasn't likely to agree to that, even if she was tired of all of his pish. He thought about storting through the park with a baseball bat, but everyone would think he was a wee dick. Suddenly Bobby spotted old Mrs. McNabb taking her dog Lorraine for a walk. She always wanted to stop and blether, but Bobby could easily outrun her. But watching Mrs. McNabb gave Bobby a great idea. She was always letting Lorraine shite all over the park, and she couldn't be arsed bending down to pick it up. Bobby looked around. He trawled the park until he found a big sturdy stick. Once Mrs. McNabb was safely in the distance, he edged towards the last place she'd stopped. And then he spied it, a gigantic steaming jobby. He poked it with his stick until it was impaled. Next time anyone came too close, Bobby just had to wave his stick in their direction. Nobody ever invaded his personal space again. The end.
Thank you so much, Amy.
I think it's a good message for the wee lockdown lambs out there.
Certainly innovative.
Thank you, Amy. I'm away to look for a big stick myself.
Bye then.
Bye-bye now. See you again on Zoom TV. Carol, there's been an awful lot of chat about jobbies this evening, hasn't there?
I don't understand. It seems to be a bit of a theme this evening. But what a fabulous guest we've had. What a fabulous episode it's been, Kelly.
Really has, Carol, jobby or not jobby. Let's say a very big thank you to all of our guests. We've had Sadie Coates, we've had Carla McCrackerty, Mina Machina, and let's not forget Amy McMinimini. And of course, who could forget you, Carol Smirkwood, and I am Kelly Willy Booby. Please join us again next week on Witsherface Zoom TV.
In time and
Bye-bye.
space, so come gang up.